And I have learned many things, and one of them is you cannot leave Medjugorje untouched by the love of Our Lady, even if you don't know it at the time, you know. And I've seen that happen too, where some people, they realize that while they're here, and other people, the seed is planted, and then after they get home, they realize, you know, something makes sense that didn't make sense before. And it's just an amazing experience. We are on a mission this time. This is the longest I've been away from Medjugorje since 1987 because of COVID. Mm-hmm. So it's been 2.5 years since I've been here.
And that's the first time? Huh?
This is the first time since then. And
yeah.
Yes, and one of the reasons that I'm here now is that my daughter passed away.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, 14 months ago. And it was very unexpected. And she had, unbeknownst to her, she had a ruptured colon, and she got sepsis, and she died very quickly. And she had just turned 50. And she had come here for the first time with me when she was 17. And the funny thing was, we were also going to Rome. And I heard her on the phone talking to her friend before we left. And she said, I have to go to this religious place with my mom. But then after that, we're going to Rome, and I'm going to see the Gucci store. I thought, oh no.
My generation.
Right. But when it was time to leave Medjugorje, she didn't want to go. I said, I thought she wanted to go to Rome and see the Gucci store. She said, I don't care. I want to stay here. Can't you pick me up on the way home? You know, she was 17. Well, then years later, she started, when I was into the humanitarian work, because my husband had a full-time job, so he could only come over with me once or twice a year. She came to work for us, and she started coming on the trips because it was too much for me to handle alone. And then she actually brought some groups on her own. So Medjugorje became really her second home, like ours. And then she got married, and when she was pregnant with her first baby, who was the one in the blue shirt there.
Oh, yep. I talked to
yeah.
her. Yep.
Yeah. She was diagnosed with cancer. And the doctors told her that she would not survive if she didn't have an immediate abortion and then have surgery and chemotherapy. And she adamantly refused. And they said, you won't live if you don't do this. And she said, if I die, so be it. But my baby's going to have a chance. And the doctors kept talking abortion. And she said, you don't have a clue. She said, if you knew how many people are praying for me, there's people praying for me all over the world because of Medjugorje. And she said, if I hear the abortion word one more time, I'm leaving. I'll get another doctor. So everybody prayed, and everybody over here was praying. And that young lady right there in the blue shirt was born perfectly healthy. And then Christy had 3 operations, and she was on chemotherapy for 2 years. And when she finished the chemotherapy, the doctors said, you're in remission, but you've had so much chemotherapy, you'll never be able to have another child. And she said, watch me. And then she had Michael.
The boy.
Yeah, and then she had Hannah.
On the back.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Hello, Hannah. Unbelievable.
Yeah. And when Alexis was 6 years old, we put a Medjugorje conference on. For 20 years, we did them in Florida. When she was 6 years old, she gave her first Respect for Life talk at 6. And she didn't really understand abortion, but she told everybody the doctors wanted this pretty lady to do something awful so the baby wouldn't be in her tummy anymore. But she said no, and she tells the whole story. And then the baby was born strong and healthy, and the mother survived and all that. And she said, and I know the story was true because the baby was me. And so that, and again, the connection to Medjugorje, it all came through. And so now she passed away of something completely unrelated, at the age of 50. So one of our things we're doing here is we're all healing. She had all the sacraments of the church, and I'm very confident that she's in heaven with Our Lady and Jesus. But it's still hard, very hard.
Mother, I know my sister died.
Yeah.
I know, for my mother it was.
It's very hard.
It's like a stone on the heart. My mother
Oh.
died. It's not leaving.
No.
In the end, it didn't.
No. But it's, we knew we had to come here together. And the children had been here before, and several times. But this time we knew, and their dad, he wanted to come too. He's been here also. But he was off so much after she died, he couldn't take the time off now. So that's why we're here together this time. But